Hi there, students. To enter the fray. Okay, this means to join in something, to begin to participate, to begin to try and become involved in something that's already happening. For example, you go into a pub and there are 30 people at the bar trying to order drinks. So you say to the person you're with, take a table and I will enter the fray. The fray, the fight. Fray in this case means a fight. And people, I suppose, in this bar, they're fighting to be served. They're not physically fighting. They're pushing and shoving, and each one's trying to get attention and buy their drinks. So it's becoming involved in a situation which is chaotic. There's a lot of activity. Maybe there's some sort of conflict, maybe some sort of struggle. Yeah, you enter the fray. Okay, we have a word, an affray in English, in law. An affray, just with an A-A-F, is a fight or violent behaviour in a public place that disturbs the peace. So the men were charged with causing an affray. So to enter the fray, to become part, to join in the situation. Maybe there are an election and a new candidate may enter the fray. They join the competition. Or maybe there's an argument between two groups, a discussion, a debate, and you enter the fray by giving your opinion. Yeah, to participate in a situation that's already started, and normally it involves conflict or competition. Or maybe if you're a historian and there are various different views on what happened during a particular historical event, and another historian enters the fray by giving his perspective or her perspective on what has happened. Okay, so to enter the fray, to join the competition, to join the argument. I hear that Joe Jackson has entered the fray and decided to run for mayor. Okay, so once my relatives started arguing, I normally leave the room rather than enter into the fray. I left the room because I had no desire to enter into the fray. You two can fight among yourselves, but I'm not entering the fray. Okay, so to join an energetic fight, disagreement, competition, often not well organised. With a war, perhaps, there's a war between two countries and maybe a third country enters the fray. Or in an auction where people are bidding for something. Maybe you've got two people bidding against each other and a third person enters the fray, enters the bidding. The tournament should be more exciting today as two of the favourites enter the fray. They enter the fight, the disagreement. Are you ready for the fray? Yeah, maybe this is something you could say to a friend before a match. Yeah, maybe you're playing doubles in tennis. Are you ready for the fray against the opposition? Or maybe you go on holiday and you feel really relaxed. And then you get home and you need to be ready for the fray again. You need to enter the fray. You need to get back to work. Okay, so this is the idea of enter the fray. Yeah, to enter the competition. Many countries entered the fray during the conflict. He chose to enter the fray during the heated debate. The ecologists entered the fray to fight on behalf of the environment. Yeah, I guess you could be above the fray. Yeah, you're not involved in this conflict, this struggle. Yeah, his aides handled the controversy while he himself remained above the fray, out of the fray. A senior politician has entered the fray to say that he thinks the prime minister is wrong. So to enter the competition, you could enter a market, to enter the fray, to step in, to intervene, to interpose oneself. Okay. So yeah, there's going to be a new election where new candidates will enter the fray. Okay, so to become part of the competition, to participate, enter the fray. I think I'm going to give it a 5 in formality. I think you could use it anywhere. So to enter the fray, to become part of the fray. The fray, talking about a fight, probably from Middle English, Frayen, Ephraim, effrayer in Anglo-Norman, Frankish, fribu, maybe Vulgar Latin, ex fridare, yeah, to fighting. So, to enter the fray, yeah, if several people make comments, then other people can enter the fray to comment on those comments. Bye for now.